just one more thing. Whilst I was growing up, life was challenging, but I always wanted to teach my children how to believe in themselves, how to essentially not feel the way I felt growing up. But I was...
How are you going to know what alignment feels like if you're never out of alignment? How are you going to know? How would you ever know when you're in sync with Source if you've never been out of sync with Source? You sure want to know. And you want them to know too.
Absolutely, but it was just the other day when my son said he woke up one morning worrying about his future. And that was something that I always worried about, but I never projected that to him openly. I always tried to, encourage him to be confident, to believe in himself as a parent.
But you see, words
but
don't
it seems
teach,
as
do
though
they?
I understand that now, but I'm just amazed that he's picked that up, seemingly,
Well, what you want to do is you want to get tuned in, and then you want to call him up.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was just...
So he says, so tell us what he said to you, and we'll tell you what we would say back if we were standing in your shoes. So he says...
So he said, Dad, I woke up the other morning and I was sweating, worrying about my future. And the thing is, he's so talented.
Of course you were, son, because you can't do anything about your future. And when you're trying to figure out something that's not right here, it makes you sort of panic. When I drive down the road, say to him, I look out there a little ways, but I'm not in the next state. I'm pretty much paying attention to what's going on around me right here. Can't worry about your future because you can't comprehend it. It's not here. All the pieces aren't there yet. That's like saying, I'm going to buy you a puzzle and it's going to be here on Friday, but I want you to put it together today. There's 500 pieces. How you doing? How you doing? You got the border done yet? You got the border done yet? You figure out what part's the sky? Dad, I can't do it. I can't see it yet. Exactly. You can't put the pieces of the puzzle together until they are sort of assembled around you. And that's the fun of life. Don't try to get out there too far ahead. It's now, 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 now. Son, I want you to have fun now. I want you to have fun now. I want you to have fun now. I want now to be fun. I want you to have clarity now. I want you to be sure now. I want you to know how good you are right now, right now, right now. Don't worry. It's like Esther used to try to plan a trip like this. So she would think, well, I'm going to be at the airport, and where will I park the car? And who will help me get my bags across the street? And will the sky cap be there to help me? And will he know what to do? Or will I go in and use that kiosk, and will I remember how to do it? And then what if there's a big long line? And pretty soon, when you're thinking like that, you don't want to go anywhere. It just all looks too hard. But what happens is you show up and you use your senses and you're able to see where you are. And if you're really in alignment, you've got guidance so that your timing is just right. So what you want to say to him, even though you don't know the details to give him, get general and say, hey, I know who you are and I'm not worried about you. I can feel how good you are and I'm not worried about you. Life's going to be really good for you because I can feel who you are. I'm not worried about you. Future's going to be beautiful for you. I'm not one bit worried about you. Life is good for you. Life is supposed to be good for you. Things are always working out for you. Watch for the evidence of things always working out for you. I didn't always know that, but I know that now. Things are always working out for me, and things are always working out for you too. And if he says, but what about that one and that one and that one and that one and that one? That's them. That's got nothing to do with you. Mind your own business. Put your nose in your own business. Things are always working out for you. Never deviate from that absolute knowing about yourself or about him either. And before long, he'll be reflecting it back to you in all kinds of ways. He'll say, hey, for a minute I was worried about that, but then I remembered I can't do anything about that. So I focused on this, and then this happened and this happened. He'll bring you endless stories. You'll incorporate them into the things that you're writing about. You'll incorporate them into the things that you're teaching to others. Your son is your best teacher because he's not so far away from it. Don't superimpose your long dry spell over him.
Yeah, I completely understand that. And I guess there's a lesson to be learnt from
There are no
my
lessons
experience.
to be learned. There's just life to be lived. No one is assigning you lessons. No one's standing in discomfort that you haven't figured it out yet. Just another path and another path and another path and another path. You all say things like, oh yeah, I got down to the dock, but my ship had already sailed. And we say, there's another one and another one and another one and another one. Source never stops offering clarity right where you are about the things that matter to you. You just got to tune to it until you get the hang of that, you see. It's not about proving worthiness. It's not about accomplishing anything. It's certainly not about suffering your way into well-being. It's about accepting the goodness that is you and allowing the universe to show you the path, the path, the path, the path, the path. If you will, consistently, from a place of really feeling good, say to your son a few hundred times, don't worry about the future. It's all right here and now, and you're doing great. Don't worry about the future. It's all right here and now, and you're doing great. Don't worry about the future. It's all right here and now, and you're doing great. I like what I see. I like what I see in you. I like what I see. I like what I see. He'll be over that in no time. He'll be the most rambunctious, deliberate creator that you have ever witnessed in your life. That's what's in his vortex, you see. That's who he is. We think this is a really good time for segment refreshment. Let's take 20 minutes.